Today we have my Kengan Manga Chapter 68 review. For all future reviews, I won't be using any manga panels due to the strikes on my main channel. I'll give a short update on that now. About half of the counterclaims I made have been sent, while another half are still waiting. I'll most likely find out whether my channel will be deleted in around 10 to 12 days, so make sure to subscribe to this channel. Now enjoy the review. The version I'm reading may have some translation issues, but let's go. So Chapter 68 as a whole, another solid chapter leaving off from the greatness of last chapter with the reveal of Kuroki Gensai being in the arena watching from up top, which was pure hype and greatness. We got more fight continuing. We got the backstory finally, or flashback to the 2 years of Rito and Kuroki Gensai Almighty Beard training. We finally got that flashback. One of the most hype flashbacks I've been waiting for the whole series. I'll definitely think we're going to get more of that, but just a small little bit of it, and that was good to see. And pretty much the whole fight going on still, which was great to see. And you know, more Kuroki Gensai wisdom, which everyone needs to see. Everyone needs Almighty Beard wisdom in their life. That's just a must. So the title of the chapter that I can see here is Individual Identity. So Rito becoming his own person, not being the apprentice of Kuroki Gensai anymore, being his own person, being Rito, the Chad boy. So as a whole, the chapter started off with still Rito on the road from pretty much Falcon's barrage of attacks, getting more attacks on his shoulders, piercing him, blood going everywhere still. Falcon still dominating the fight for the most part. We got him, you know, still doing his same ninjutsu moves, but I still cannot predict his movement. Rito's still having trouble trying to predict what he's going to do. My misdirected ninjutsu and fainting create a perfect combo. Falcon kinda getting cocky somewhat at the start, saying that Rito is no match for him, that he won't be able to predict anything, that it's too much for him, and that it's the perfect combo. So somewhat getting a bit cocky. We got more like of his insane techniques. Ninjutsu, King of Lotus, going for attacks. We see Rito actually able to dodge many of the attacks, which shows Falcon to become a little bit surprised, and Rito gaining a little bit more confidence over this, but still not able to land a direct powerful hit on him, with Falcon being able to dodge and land a kick before Rito is able to do any real damage to him or even get close enough to land a direct attack on him. Falcon realizes that he's somewhat improving as the fight goes on. Everything is right on track. This is just getting easier and easier. Rito trying to get cocky, or somewhat getting cocky, saying he's finally working out the way Falcon's fighting style is working and trying to work out the counter and being able to fully predict his misdirection and his ninjutsu based fighting style. We got some people saying that he may have managed to finally work out Falcon's attacks and finally able to see through his changing movement and his misdirection. But Kuroki Gensai comes in with the wisdom, saying he's just running around. Sooner or later he'll get caught, showing that Rito hasn't actually worked out the pattern of Falcon's attacks or worked out how his ninjutsu misdirection is working. He's just trying to buy time by running around and dodging everything that comes towards him. We got a close-up of Kuroki. What have you learned from this? Trying to see what Rito, see if he's truly developed. We got in a monologue of Rito right now. What do I need best? Use your head, telling himself to use his head, trying to use his brain. And this transitions into the 2-year flashback of their training somewhere in America. So they were trained in America for the 2 years. This is ahead of a head. That's the translation I have here of the name of the technique using. So the basis of the technique is being able to counter anyone, and that it's somewhat considered an overpowered perfect technique, being able to attack anyone before they can really attack him somewhat. That's the gist of it that I got from this translated version and the explanation of it. But I was going over how Kuroki's saying this is too advanced for you. You won't be able to master this in one setting. It took me years and years to be able to work this out. And it's like somewhat similar to counting from 1 to 10 and then restarting from 1 to 10 over and over again. And to master a technique like this, you need to be past 1 over 10. You need to get to 11. You need to go further beyond that 1 to 10 countdown. It's pretty interesting, giving all that wisdom from Kuroki Gensai and how you're trying to not just physically train Rito, but mentally train him for the, you know, mental capacity needed to win fights, and then everything you need to really think about to win fights, which comes into play now. Rito thinking about how he can go beyond the number 10, how he can go exceeding above that. Forget all about what I can do at the moment. Focus on what I can do at the moment, or what I can not do at the moment. I mean, focus on what I cannot do and focus what I can do at the moment. What does he know that can actually counter Falcon? You got him thinking of this cool panel here, just waiting for the perfect moment attack. We got Falcon saying he stopped running and he's ready to take me on directly. He's kind of confused that the change of pace and how it's going, that Rito has stopped trying to dodge his attack and he's going to face him head on with a direct attack. And Falcon takes this opportunity to go for the attack, saying that's ridiculous. Left to right, arm or leg, elbow or knee, fast or not, my misdirection ninjutsu and fainting combo is unstoppable, showing more cocky cocky elements of Falcon, saying that Rito has nothing in him that's able to stop or work out his misdirection. We go here, Falcon's able to land a direct hit to the uppercut, it seems like, of Rito. We got directions from Koga finally, Koga, Yamashita, Oma, everyone just reacting here. We see blood there. Go into the next panel and we see that the blood is actually from our boy Falcon, and he's been hit directly, blood going everywhere from his chest, and he's been hit with Rito's attack. We got the person assumed to be the new Tiger Vessel saying what the hell, and we got, you know, the King chat in the back, you know, like always, calling him an idiot. Falcon is way too close, leading into the cocky elements, and we got, you know, Kuroki there, surprised and happy, saying good, saying that Rito actually has learned something in these 2 years, that he's much stronger, much more intelligent, and that he has developed his own style and gone beyond the number of 10 using Kuroki's way of explaining it. This is definitely not the best move, but it's your own move. Now you have managed to apprehend beyond 10. Kuroki pretty much seeing that Rito, he's not as good as him, you know, Kuroki still needs to be like beyond Chad. He's like, yeah, this is definitely not the best move. If I was there, I would have taken him out with like my attack, but Rito, that's good. You have your own move. You're able to go beyond 10 and become your own fighter. We got Falcon going unreasonable, in absolute shock of what happened. Why did my ninjutsu fail? Has no idea what happened. We got Rito in a monologue again. It was supposed to be a perfect finish, like my sensei, referring to Kuroki Genso, showing that he's improved a lot, but he's nowhere near the level of Kuroki Genso. If Kuroki Genso was in that place, that move would have finished him off instead of doing some fatal damage to the blow. Looks like it's still over my head and that he still has time to work. And the attack, we finally get a name, and it is his Razor's Edge hype. Now it's time that I showed my own identity. Apology in advance for my brute charges. So here we go, Razor's Edge, and that's the end of the chapter. Rito was finally able to land a direct blow. Let's go champ. So looking at the end of this chapter, we gathered that Falcon was extremely cocky throughout the fight. This is what led to Rito finally getting a blow, and that from now on the real fight is going to go. I assume that Falcon will go super serious now based on the amount of damage he just received from one attack of Rito, showing that the difference in power actually is quite significant, and the only real advantage Falcon has in this is speed and technique wise and probably intelligence, but his cockiness led to his downfall in that, as shown with like the amount of damage that one Razor's Edge actually was able to do against Falcon, with blood going everywhere compared to all the many attacks that Falcon landed on him, with an almost could be considered very equal, but I still think Falcon is in bit of an advantage for this. But now that Rito has somewhat worked out what to do, it's really on, and I can't wait for the next 2 chapters to go on. We'll most likely get more flashback, maybe 1 or 2 flashbacks of Kuroki and Rito's training. We got one little flashback, Kuroki talking about one technique and how to become your own person you have to go beyond 10, so we probably get more elements of that put into the next couple of chapters. And it's good that Kuroki inside is, you know, flexing on him, saying I wouldn't have done that, I would have, you know, done better, but while saying he has done a good job, which is great to see. And as always, we got the King person calling Falcon an idiot, saying he's always too careless, in turn cocky, and it showed how the King and Kuroki are opposite in panels, like right next to each other. So instead of anyone from Team Kengan, you show, as we know, Kuroki is the strongest in the Kengan Annihilation tournament, you could assume with this contrast with Kuroki and King side by side in panel that maybe King is the strongest for Team Purgatory. Instead of showing anyone that's currently fighting for Team Kengan, they show Kuroki because he is above them, and maybe they show King because he is the strongest. And as always, his eyes are still closed with his arm crossed, not giving a care in the world, but still knowing what's going on and calling him an idiot. And then the Tiger Vessel dude, or the guy we oppose is the Tiger Vessel, is somewhat shocked, which doesn't really play into his character, but he may just be overreacting for the sake of it. He may not be the Tiger Vessel at all, but this, with the shock there saying, but what the hell, maybe he had too much faith in Falcon, who knows. But still, I think King is definitely one of the strongest, or if not the strongest, on Team Purgatory, based on all the comments he's made thus far in the story, and then how he's in contrast against our boy Kuroki in that panel there. Based on the end of this chapter, I'll probably give the fight 2 more chapters left. You got blood going everywhere, both fighters have been severely injured, and next chapter will be an absolute bloodbath. It'll most likely be back and forth, and then the next chapter after that will most likely be the final. So chapter 70 I think will be the end of the fight. Let me know your thoughts of the chapter down in the comments. I would love to hear what you say. Do you think King really is on the level of Kuroki Gensai? Do you think he's the strongest? What do you think about the Tiger Vessel, and how do you think the fight will go from here? Hope you enjoyed, and peace.